OSHA 1910.16, Longshoring and Marine Terminals. 1916A, Safety and Health Standards for Longshoring. 1910.6A1. Part 1918 of this chapter shall apply exclusively, according to the provisions thereof, to all employment of every employee engaged in longshoring operations or related employment aboard any vessel. All cargo transfer accomplished with the use of shore-based material handling devices shall be governed by Part 1917 of this chapter. 1910.6A2. Part 1910 does not apply to longshoring operations except for the following provisions. 1910.60A2I through 1910.16A2VA. Access to employee exposure and medical records. Subpart Z, 1910.920. Commercial diving operations. Subpart T. Electrical. Subpart S, when shore-based electrical installations provide power for use aboard vessels. Hazard communicator. Subpart 10.200. Ionizing radiation. Subpart Z, paragraph 1910-296. Subpart G, paragraph 1910-95. Non-ionizing radiation. Subpart G. Note to paragraph A2. Exposures to non-ionizing radiation emissions from commercial vessel transmitters are considered hazardous under the following conditions. 1. Where the radar is transmitting, the scanner is stationary, and the exposure distance is 18.7 feet, 6 meters or less. Or 2. Where the radar is transmitting, the scanner is rotating, and the exposure distance is 5.2 feet, 1.8 meters or less. Respiratory protection. Subpart 1, 1910.34. 1910.62IX. Toxic and hazardous substances. Subpart Z applies to marine cargo handling activities except for the following. 1910.62IX A through. When a substance or cargo is contained within a sealed, intact means of packaging or containment, complying with Department of Transportation or International Maritime Organization requirements. 1. Bloodborne pathogens. 1910.1030. Carbon monoxide, Strecus 910.1000, CSTEX 19.94A, and hydrogen sulfide 1910.1000, CPREX 1918.94F. 1910.6A2X. Powered Industrial Truck Operator Training, Subpart N, PUC 1910.178L. 1910.16B. Safety and Health Standards for Marine Terminals. Part 1917 of this chapter shall apply exclusively, according to the provisions thereof, to employment within a marine terminal, except as follows. 910B1. The provisions of Part 1917 of this chapter do not apply to the following. 1910.6B1I through. Facilities used solely for the bulk storage, handling, and transfer of flammable and combustible liquids and gases. Facilities subject to the regulations of the Office of Pipeline Safety of the Research and Special Programs Administration, Department of Transportation, 49 CFR Chapter 1, Subchapter D, to the extent such regulations apply to specific working conditions. Fully automated bulk coal handling facilities contiguous to electrical power generating plants. 1910.6B2. Part 1910 does not apply to marine terminals except for the following. 1910.6B, 2I through I. Abrasive blasting, Subpart G, 1094A. Access to employee exposure and medical records. Subpart Z, Tech 1920. Commercial diving operations, Subpart T. Subpart S. Grain handling facilities, Subpart R, 1910.272. Hazard communication, Subpart Z, BRAF 910.1200. Ionizing radiation, Subpart Z, 1910.196. Noise, Subpart G, BRAF 1910.95. Non-ionizing radiation, Subpart G, 1910.97. Respiratory protection, Subpart 1, 1910.134. Safety requirements for scaffolding, Subpart D, 1910.28. Servicing multi-piece and single-piece rim wheels, Subpart N, 1910.177. Toxic and hazardous substances. Subpart Z applies to marine cargo handling activities except for the following. 1910.6E A through. When a substance or cargo is contained within a sealed, intact means of packaging or containment, complying with Department of Transportation or International Maritime Organization requirements. 2. Bloodborne pathogens, BAGAC 1910.1030. Carbon monoxide, Break 1910.1000, Seat Break 1917.24a, and hydrogen sulfide, Break 1910.1000, 197.73a2, and Powered Industrial Truck Operator Training, Subpart N, 1910.178L. 1910.66c. Definitions. For purposes of this section, 1910.6c1. Longshoring operation means the loading, unloading, moving, or handling of cargo, ships, stores, gear, etc. into, in, on, or out of any vessel. 1910.6c2. Related employment means any employment performed as an incident to or in conjunction with longshoring operations, including but not restricted to securing cargo, rigging, and employment as a porter, checker, or watchman. And 1910.66c3. Vessel includes every description of watercraft or other artificial contrivance used or capable of being used as a means of transportation on water, including special-purpose floating structures not primarily designed for or used as a means of transportation on water. 1910.16c4. Marine terminal means wharves, bulkheads, quays, piers, docks, and other berthing locations, and adjacent storage or adjacent areas and structures associated with the primary movement of cargo or materials from vessel to shore or shore to vessel, including structures which are devoted to receiving, handling, holding, consolidation, and loading or delivery of waterborne shipments or passengers, including areas devoted to the maintenance of the terminal or equipment. The term does not include production or manufacturing areas having their own docking facilities and located at a marine terminal, nor does the term include storage facilities directly associated with those production or manufacturing areas.